Hey bookies, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, I'm Stacey. I don't know if you like, and if you're a returning subscriber, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. In today's video, I'll be opening up on the most sensitive issue in the fitness industry, binge eating. I know that most of you click this video because you suffer with that disorder, so if this may sound triggering, this is just a trigger warning for you out there who is about to watch this video. But anywho, if you manage to click this video, I am happy for you because this video is about to change your life in the next 15 minutes or so. This is something I have struggled with all my life, and as someone who has been overweight all your life, like, this is something I have struggled with, and using this platform to talk about it, it really makes me happy because I am helping out people out there so that, you know, like, what, you are not really alone, because I feel like people can give you those death stares and judge you, just like, why are you binging? Like, you can just control yourself. I mean, I control myself, but I just can't stop. I eat and eat and eat until, you know what, I can't take it anymore, until I get discomfort. So if that sounds like you've come across the right platform, guys. Oh my word, the skin is getting... Stop. Okay, let's get into the video again. I feel like when people talk about an eating disorder, they automatically think about anorexia or bulimia nervosa, and they don't really talk about binge eating disorder. So if you don't know binge eating disorder, this is an eating disorder. Okay, let's get into the Oxford Dictionary. Okay, so binge eating is when you eat a large amount of food in a short amount of time, and you feel like you can't control how much you've been eating. If you binge at least regularly, once a week for 3 months, you may have a binge eating disorder. So this is when you eat and you really don't feel any comfort anymore. You feel like really sick. You eat until you can't take it anymore. So the thing is, you are not actually hungry, you are bored. That is why you are eating those large amounts of food in a short amount of time. I know, like, you are going through some depression or whatsoever, and you are bored, you are watching TV all day, and this is the reason why you're binging, because you really don't have anything to do. And as someone who has struggled with this all your life, I can really relate, because the times when I didn't have anything to do, I will binge because I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. So, like, next time when you feel as if you want to binge, just go for a walk, just go to the gym, do something. I assure you, like, if you do something, then the binge eating just stops. So the reason why you're thinking about food is you're being a couch potato, you're doing nothing all day. And I know this really hates your ego, but, like, the reason why you're doing so is because you are sitting all day. So find a hobby. One thing that has really helped me is the gym. The gym has really healed me in all sorts of ways I cannot imagine, because I couldn't have imagined my life 3 years ago when I was sitting home all day and I didn't have any motivation. So if you feel like you want to binge, just take a walk, go to the gym, find a hobby. You can find some other things to do. I started liking crocheting, and it has really helped me to reduce binge eating disorder. I mean, I haven't fully healed with my binge eating disorder, but I can say that I am much better than how I was a year ago. I mean, I can go months without binging, then just like 3 months, then I binge, but not as much as I used to. And this has really helped me find a hobby. And onto my next one is meal prepping. I can stand with meal prepping because it has really helped me to keep myself accountable for all the meals that I'm going to be eating the rest of the day. I know this sounds exhausting, meal prepping for the rest of the week, but guys, like, trust me, it only takes you 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes in the kitchen, then you're done for the rest of the week. And it really keeps me accountable because I know, like, the rest of the week I am nourished and I am not feeling any binging edges. Like, I don't feel the urge to binge. So just meal prep, breakfast, lunch, supper, and I assure you guys, you will not binge. I mean, you might have some food noises here and there, but like the food noises are not as much as when you don't have any plan and you mostly likely to binge. So this has really helped me because I know that I have my protein intake in, especially this. On to my next one is eat protein the start of your day. When you're starting your day, after 30 minutes or so of waking up, eat your breakfast. I like eating breakfast the first thing when I wake up in the morning, and this has really helped me because if I eat a large amount of breakfast, how I start my day determines the rest of my day. So if I start my day on a good basis and I have my protein intake in, I ate my breakfast, I feel satiated, the chances of me binging the rest of the day are really slim as to when I start my day with a sweet treat and when I start my day with carbohydrates. So always try to keep protein in every meal, and you won't feel the urge to binge because like protein really makes you feel not hungry and you feel satiated throughout the day. Because for me, I know at least if I start my day with sugar, just know that the rest of my day is doomed. So keeping my protein intake high and eating protein the first thing when I wake up really helps me and not have the urge to binge the rest of the day. And now this is for my emotional eaters, because I was one of the emotional eaters. You're going through something, you eat. You're crying, you eat. You're feeling like shit, you eat, and you think that's going to help you after. The worst thing that can happen is you're going to feel shit after eating. So eating doesn't help you. You don't need food to cope whatever you're going through. You don't need food to heal yourself. The best thing you can do is find a therapist. I have had a therapist before, and this has really helped me because like you want someone who doesn't really know you, who doesn't judge you for the things that you are doing. So if you feel like you want to share your problems and you don't have anyone, or you don't want to share your problems to your family or friends, find a therapist or go to the gym. As I said before, the gym has really helped me to cope with my eating disorder. So if you're going through something, you don't need food to eat. You are not a dog. Like you don't need a treat because you're not a dog. And most of the people, like when they see me, they say, "Oh, Stacey, you've lost weight." And they must say that I used to look good before because that is my body according to Africans, because Africans believe that if your genetics is for people who are on the bigger side, that is how you're supposed to be like. And for me, it's because I was eating like a thief. I realized like I don't need food all the time. So find a hobby. As I said before, find a hobby. You don't need food to cope whatever you're going through. There are other things to do rather than eating. So do not use food as a treat or as to heal your coping mechanism, because that just doesn't do anything. Because like what you're going to feel after that, you're going to feel like trash. And it was until that day when I looked at myself in the mirror, because I used to be like that person when they're going through something, when they're going through a heartbreak, I just stuff my food, and to that point when I don't even feel like eating and I feel really sick, I feel really disgusted, until I saw myself in the mirror and I was like, nah, Stacey, this is not it. Like, this wasn't it. I felt so disgusted looking at myself in the mirror. I hated the way that I look. And it got to that point when I was like, I need to do something about it. Because if I hadn't changed way back, I think I would be somewhere. I would be somewhere. So you really don't need food to cope whatever you're going through. You can speak to people, you can talk to a therapist, you can go to the gym, you can go for a walk. Just find something, and I assure you, you will push through whatever you're going through, whatever depression or whatsoever you're going. And this one, I know most of us binge because we classify food as bad food and good food, and that is mostly the reason why you're binging, because you're restricting that food that you think it's bad food. the sweets, chocolates, ice creams. When you're at a family function, you try by all means to avoid it, even though you feel like you want it. I'm not saying that you should have everything and stuff it all together, because that is how you trigger binging. So just take small amounts, and once in a while, if you feel like you want to have a sweet treat, have it. The 80% 20% rule: 80% healthy food, then 20% the one that you classify as bad food. Because I feel like the more that you restrict yourself, the more that you are likely going to have those thoughts and end up binging. So do not classify food as bad food and good food. Like, I know sugar is not good for you, and probably like if you're going to the gym, you shouldn't have too much sugar. I mean, at least to every people out there, because sugar is bad for you. But like once in a while, maybe you're doing grocery shopping and maybe you can pick bits and bits of those things that you feel like having. Maybe you can grab a chocolate or ice cream, and slowly but surely you will start not craving sugar that much. And yeah, like, do not classify food as bad food and good food, because that is mostly the reason why you're binging. So once in a while, have it. That is how you create a good relationship with food. Then this is the last one: do not keep your favorite foods at home. Okay, for example, let's say that you like cookies and there are packets of cookies in the pantry. You are going through something, you are emotional, you are feeling like shit, and you go to the pantry, you see your favorite cookies. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to stuff all those cookies, probably feel like shit after. So I'm not saying ditch your cookies, but like, do not keep batches of them. I mean, at least if you have no self-control, if you feel like probably you're going to do it, do not keep the packets of cookies in your house. As I said before, let's say you're doing some grocery shopping and you feel like having a chocolate, take the chocolate, but take one chocolate. It's all about moderation, it's all about balance. So take the chocolate, take that packet of cookies, but do not take packets of cookies, because like, you know, you're going to binge after. So if you want an ice cream, take it, and do not take a whole tub of ice cream, because otherwise your work in the gym is not going to show. So take what you want, but at least in moderation. Do not eat like a thief, because you don't need that amount of sugar in your body. And slowly but surely, before you know it, your binging will reduce, and you not feel the urge to binge all the time, because our bodies were not designed to eat food all the time. You don't need that amount of food in a short time. Yeah, this is all to the people who are suffering with that, who are going through all that. It's just to remind you that you're not alone. If you feel like you want to talk to me about anything, just hit my email. It's in the description down below. And yeah guys, that was it. Hopefully I helped you, and if you have any questions, just pop them in the comments and I will try to reply. I will try to reply. I will reply. Yeah guys, that was it. Bye for kids.